Success, 50 to win. Again, success, 50 to win. So I'm turning 50 this month. I've been 3 years sober. I don't smoke, I don't vape. Man, me turning 50, it's a change, possibilities, and more possibilities. If you're turning 50, or if you're close to that age, this is what I think about it for us being 50. 50 is the new 20, because we failed so many times that the next 50 years, oh man, are going to be phenomenal. And what I mean phenomenal, I'm at the point in my life that everything is a go now. It's just like, it's green light. Because at 50, you don't care what other people think about you. I follow whatever I want to follow. And it has been the most intense first 50. I've been in, I used to work for a cruise line, so I did travel for, man, I probably visited almost like 30 countries. So for not being a millionaire yet, I probably had more stamps on my passport than probably billionaires. And so if you're young, you gotta work for a cruise line, because you travel for free. Talking about a bucket list item that you're like, oh man, I don't want to die without me like, man, I wish I would have done that, man. And I've been reading that quote actually recently this morning, saying 20 years from now you're gonna regret what you should have done 20 years. I've been wasting so much time. We all waste time. We become a time waster. Human beings are we waste so much bloody time that is sickening. It is sickening. And what can you do to overcome it? It's just action. A massive action. The first time that I'm working remotely, I'm 100% remotely. Oh, I'm so excited because now I can go for walks. I can plan my days. It's just, but it's just amazing. It gives me the time to reassess my bucket list. And what I mean bucket list, I'm not talking about, well, I wish I'm talking about the best item now that I came to first place is the 100 miles in ultra running. I've been running for a while on and off, but I'm like, the 50 mark is like, it's a go. Let's go. My first item on my new bucket list at 50 is, let's complete an ultra race. Right? And which, by the way, I have a podcast on Spotify. It's called The Unbreakable Secrets. You can find me at Unbreakable Rogue. And what I do is 20-minute podcasts, just like I'm doing. I'm going to do 20-minute videos, man. 20-minute videos on YouTube. And just really have put my seed into the world. I say, you know what? Full of possibilities. What a beautiful word. Full of possibilities. North Carolina, we just moved about 6 months ago from Ohio, so we're in North Carolina, man. It's hot as hell, man. I love it. We're done scraping snow. Now we're like, let's see, we're close to, not that, close to the Outer Banks, South Carolina, and we're like close to Tennessee, the mountains, and man, I'm so excited. So in fact, it's just amazing. So we're gonna continue to improve in a way that I got it this morning, and even though I got it pretty early, I'm late, man. Is the internal platform, that the internal clock, that is something, is like a switch turned on in my body since I'm almost 50. Like, man, you know what? I have more vision than never before. I have more resilience than ever before. I'm like, man, it's full of possibilities. And I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to do what I was destined to do. You know, we found a good church in our neighborhood, and man, it's like everything is like finally lining up within our lives, mentally, physically, financially. And today I'm going to try the cryotherapy. I'm so bloody excited because I think the older I get, I'm like, you know what? My second goal from my bucket list is spend as much money on my health. So, and there's a membership that you go and you can do like either like hot, they had a hot sauna, the red light sauna, the cryotherapy, and all these things, you know. That's the second thing. And the third one is more meditation. Obviously in the top of there's no numbers on the top. The top is obviously, you know, the thing the creator that gives us the power to continue to move forward. You know, that's success 50 to 1, man. I'm betting more on myself, and I wish I had someone would tell me sooner, but let me tell you a quote. I'm at a 7-minute mark, so I have plenty to talk. But this is probably what I always, my parents unfortunately are all deceased. My father passed away last year on Father's Day weekend. Thank you, Dad. Love you, by the way. You people. Anyway, about, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 years ago, I was having a rough day in school. I remember that day like I was like yesterday. I love basketball, so I was playing basketball with this dude that actually I grabbed my ball and I went to the playground, and he was that guy. So I said, hey, how you doing? I don't remember his name. So I said, are you okay, Robert? I said, yeah, no, yeah, it's okay. You know, I mean, you know, have all like C's and D's, and man, you know, it's just like it's been rough, man. I was like, I was like true natural of it's been rough, man. I was like, fuck, you know, my father traveled a lot, so I didn't get to see them that much. You know, he was an alcoholic, and I lived with my grandparents. So I was, you know, those days I was down, man. I was like, gosh. And after talking and everything, he had the audacity. Let me stop for a second. He had the audacity to tell me, maybe tell your dad that you may have a low brain capacity. Literally, that's what translates from. If I were to translate what he told me in Spanish to English, is basically you have a low brain capacity condition. Like basically your brain is basically you're stupid, and he was serious. And I was like, hey, part of my subconscious was like, well, whatever, right? And after, you know, my father saw that, because when I went to school, they send you had to get the signature of either your or whoever was your guardian or your dad. In my case, it was both. So everybody wanted to see my grades. And I was like, oh shit, my dad's gonna kick my ass. And he remembers until the day he died. We became friends, and it's just another story, you know, for another time. But anyway, so he was just like, he was not happy. He was not happy. I saw he's gonna anyway. So at the point that I told him, I was so mad. I was so pissed. I said, well, maybe I have a low brain capacity. And my dad was like, what did you just said? Hey, I have a low brain capacity that I can't focus. And my dad, who in the world, he knew that someone was, you know, there's no way that you came up with that shit. And I was like, well, you know, and I never told him who really said that, but I was like, And after that, my grades, were, maybe if you need help, maybe you need a tutor or something. But imagine if I would have kept just thinking and just settled just as like all the subconscious law maybe had. So and the more I think, the more I want to do even more stuff, because I remember that conversation and how like there's no way. But it is through the fact that we listen the wrong people our entire lives. We've been brainwashed since the day we were born. There is no stinking way that we are individuals. Look what Nikola Tesla did. Look at what the Egyptians did, or the Romans. I'm talking about the intelligence part, everything that they created for, the buildings they created, the Greeks, the ancient Babylonians. I mean, these guys were smart. There was no rules. There was no rules for you. There's no rules for any of us not to be successful. And success means 20 different things for 20 million different people. For me, success means keep going within your life, listen to your inner God, have every person, I talked to my wife a lot, and I said, I had probably between my 50 years of age, I have a lot of teachers. Every jobs that I got to my entire, I did construction, I did the nastiest jobs, I did waterproofing basement, and I've been in places that most people are like, oh my God, how in the world you did it? But I learned in each of one of those jobs, I learned the value of hard work. But the most that I learned is I learned to not listen to everyone. I was like, this guy's full of crap, We listen to the wrong crowds. We pray for the wrong, whatever the case might be. But it's just like so amazing how ahead can we become just to listen to our inner, to the internal voice, right? Doing the right things with our time. There's this song by Tim McGraw, right? Was that Home? He goes and don't forget to turn back home, and every time you say please, thank you, like having that, the politeness, the resilience to just be a good individual. I just like sometimes I wake up and I see people. How can these guys function in a daily basis? Groom and show up to work on time and just see those factors of how can we become better individuals. Like literally, we just moved to about 6 months ago, and some people moved, and they're like, of course I'm an alcoholic, so I don't drink, and it's just the alcohol. It is a depressant. All these vices, everything is programmed. Even drug companies. The cigarette companies, right? I remember back when you were allowed to smoke in the planes, because I traveled a lot with my parents, and they were smoking in the planes. What a disgusting habit. It's just that everything is just poison. And the commercials that these guys, they were so smart in the marketing that they were making you believe that having a smoke in your hand, you were looking at, well, I'm looking more important. I'm like, they have and they use words that they're a word so catchy that they have, I can be like a wealthy or something. I don't remember a word, this word that they used, but they were pretty well known words in order for you to like, more let's see, I like your stature. If you smoke, whatever. And alcohol companies use the same stuff. And right now there's tons of even big influencers that they actually they're a spot, or they create their own alcohol companies. I don't care if it's, and I have one. He's one of the top influencers as far as movie star, and I'm not even gonna say who that guy is, but he has alcohol companies, right? And I said, I don't care if you were the most successful athlete or movie star. You're done, because what alcohol did to me to my parents, to my grandparents. Even I think the only one I've been one of my cousins said, dude, you're an alcoholic. Oh, I drink. Dude, your dad was an alcoholic. Your mom was an alcoholic. So as well, my mom was an alcoholic. My dad was an alcoholic. It's a disease. You gotta break that stinking disease. And I was like, yeah, dude, what are you talking about? So the 50 mark to me is the most, is like I'm going to a reset mode. Reset is like I'm resetting, like, when you reset your computer and and it's like back to zero. I'm back to zero. But at the same time, I'm not back to zero. I'm back to zero, but I have like 50 years of experience on traveling, on business, and I'm not even where I wanted to be. I'm not even close where I wanted to be. Man. But if I would have stopped, if I didn't, I'm glad I didn't listen to that buffoon, because now I can, and still a lot of people, they're gonna see me on the media and say, man, this dude, did you used to work for me? How in the world you that dude is in, or was in, Mexico, or Thailand, or Dubai, or whatever the case might be. Dubai is in the bucket list. And I'm about to write all the things, and I'm going to put it in the bucket list. So I have 4 minutes left. I'm excited. Walk your path. There's a lot of books of like a Zen meditation and how these like Buddha walked this earth. A bunch of guys walked this earth. Our Lord Jesus Christ walked the earth. I took the piece of a lot of those, the philosophy of mathematicians that they were like studying and spending hours in isolation and just study and study themselves. By the way, you got to read the book The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Man, that is one of the best. I mean, and I find all these books because I love to read. These guys are trying to eliminate libraries as well. They're trying to erase history. They want to put everything on AI. They want to modify. They want to erase. If that was up to, I don't know who needs to hear that, but they want to erase history. They want to erase history, brothers. So our goal is to be aware. I'm telling you, for every dollar you make, there's 20 million people try to take that dollar out of your hand. You got to be effective with your money. You got to be effective with your mind, soul, and spirit. And if you need to change states, change your number, and even change your name, please do so. I mean, I don't know if most people don't do it, but I mean, there's a lot of folks that they're changed their names. But like I said, what time is it? Okay, so I'm good. But what worked for me is we move to a different state and nobody knows us. So I'm excited. But the next 50, OMG. 80 degrees. Man. Stop listening to all these buffoons. By the way, you can email me at ubirogue@gmail.com. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Motivation, man, motivation. Because we need this. We need each other. Nobody can succeed alone. That's for sure. Nobody can succeed alone. Check the podcast, and I'm gonna put the link on the comments. 20-minute podcast, 20-minute motivation, man. 20 minutes of high-power content. Because all these influencers that they're gonna be falling like coconuts. For the next 50, you'll see who is the real GOAT, the greatest of all time. Hey, the guy upstairs is the GOAT. We're just in transitioning. This is not our place, but as we are in this place, we're gonna make the best. We're gonna make the best out of this place, man. We're gonna help as many people as possible. And as we leave the 20-minute mark, I always said, that's a goodbye. Go help somebody that can never repay you. Go help somebody that can never repay you. Go out there and do some good. Even if it's picking up a trash, say hi to somebody and smile. Please smile. Man, life's too freaking short, man. I'm telling you, life's too short.